Boom. So welcome to Forex League live trading session. As always, this will be recorded and posted to YouTube afterwards for you guys to review, for you guys to go back, check out the analysis, see how everything played out. So we're going to get started just going into our chat. So we're going to come into the Discord. For you guys that are new here, these are all our free channels right here. For those that are paid, these are all our paid channels right here. We won't get too into that right now. But over in this analysis channel is where you can get all of our analysis, for the week. Boom, right here. So all the pairs that we analyzed are going to be in this channel today. We're going to focus on these pairs, GU, NU, USEF, UCAD, and UJ. Those are all the pairs that I have prepared for you right now. And I'll see if we can get another person to come on and do some more pairs. Nick is not going to be able to join us today. He has a headache and is not feeling well. So, we don't want him to continue to stress himself out. We're just going to let him, get better, which is completely fine. So as I said, this is our, Discord chat for you guys that are new, public, post in here just regular questions that you have about brokers, about Forex getting started, anything like that. Any questions about Forex League, post in there. Forex, any questions about your analysis, about trades that you want to get in, stuff like that, you can post in here. This channel is for members only, fundamental analysis. I do like to go over this, within these live sessions the day after. I'm just going to read through every week. We put out, expectations for the week, all the top news events that are going to go down, and then every day we drop 2 fundamental analysis for you guys, so you guys can see how what is the main things driving certain markets. So for GBP fundamental analysis, I'm just going to read through this top part. Quiet day for the British pound today. We can see limited movements despite the pandemic. We haven't seen any news that moved the market today. However, there was a report claiming that shops in UK will reopen on June 15th. We're going to share and discuss this article with our clients in Discord. So again, a lot of countries, a lot of economies are going to be opening up soon, which is definitely very important, including with the US. Some US fundamentals. The market claims, let's lower this a little bit. Got a little commercial popping up here. So we got the market remains calm today, and we can see more risk sentiment simply by looking at JPY pairs. The US dollar keeps pushing to the upside against the safe haven. We expect to see some more strength from currencies like the US dollar and the Australian dollar and so on. Here's an interesting article that could potentially spark a serious conflict between China and the US again. The US government will likely impose sanctions on China if Beijing implements national security law that would give it greater control over autonomous Hong Kong. White House National Advisor Robert O'Brien said Sunday, the draft legislation represents a takeover of Hong Kong, O'Brien said, and as a consensus, U.S. Secretary Mike Pompeo would likely be unable to certify that the city maintains a high degree of autonomy. This would result in the imposition of sanctions. Imposition of sanctions. If we see sanctions imposed, that could return the risk-off sentiment in the market and boost the Japanese yen across the markets. That will, of course, weaken the currencies. So again, just 2 fundamental analysis for you guys to think through. Obviously, the markets did move, considerably through last night. So we're gonna just hop right into the charts. We got LS joining us. So I'm gonna just look for him. Boom. So I'm not sure where you are. So I'll hop on at the end. So let's just get right onto the chart. Boom. Here, let's take a look. As always, we like to start with DXY. So DXY is just the dollar index. This shows the value of the US dollar. Obviously, this thing is plummeting last night, which correlates, with USEF, US dollar losing strength, USEF falling. We were waiting on that. Let's start all the way up on the weekly time frame with this one. So on the weekly, with DXY, let's start all the way up, all the way up on the monthly actually. So on the monthly time frame, a lot of exhaustion to the upside. Last month closed with this candle, this doji right here. Again, a lot of exhaustion Overall in this monthly time frame, we are bearish. We are in a pullback, a lot of exhaustion. This is a supply zone, monthly resistance level. So there's a lot of confluence here to go bearish. Now, on the weekly time frame, obviously this is in an uptrend. This is trending upwards. At the moment, we were in this consolidation area. I didn't see things that clearly, so I just continued to bump down to the daily. On this daily time frame, obviously very bullish. Fibs are bullish. So the monthly time frame we were bearish, weekly time frame we were bullish, daily time frame we were bullish, right? So that's what our sentiment is. I'm thinking of that, keeping that in mind the entire time that I'm analyzing this pair. And then I noticed, forming some lower highs, which is showing that price is definitely losing value. The dollar is losing value over time, had this trend line in play. And then as recently as yesterday, we spiked up into this monthly level, and then doji, sign a reversal there. So that showed me a lot of weakness coming up in this area. Then obviously we started to fall off. And if we come all the way down to the 4-hour, for me, 4-hour time frame was bearish. So again, this pair is all over the place. Monthly is bearish, weekly time frame is bullish, daily time frame is bullish, 4-hour time frame is bearish. So we gotta, definitely consider all variables at this point. And then, 1-hour time frame obviously broke bearish, so on and so on. So we are then within mind that the daily is still bullish. All that means is that as it comes back to these support levels, specifically right now and this red zone below, we need to, observe whether there's going to be some sort of transition back to the upside. Ultimately, we need these daily levels to break to really continue to go bearish. But all we need to do is really sit on this 4-hour time frame and ultimately down to the 1-hour time frame and just maintain, the current trend that it's in. This is most recently a lower high that was formed. We're retesting this low, see if we can push lower now. But that's DXY. So DXY is obviously testing key support level right now. We'll see if we do get a little bit of we could either get a bounce here and a retest of the monthly, or we could head lower. So those are two scenarios just with DXY. Let's bump over to USEF. This is a trade that we gave out yesterday in the signals that went pretty well. Let's just take it all the way from the top right now. Start all the way up on the weekly time frame, see what's up. Let's see one thing. So yeah, we'll start all the way up on the weekly time frame, see what's up here. So weekly time frame, obviously, very bearish, low, lower high, low, lower high right here. If we wanted to bring on a little trend line, right now, boom, a little trend line action, point A, point B. We can even adjust this a little bit, point A, point B, point C, but we don't need that on 200-day moving average below. Moving average is here below. So this is just some sort of pullback. Obviously, on this, we want to break these candles down, and we want to see, what's going on these candles. What are these candles on the lower time frames? What do these candles make up, and everything like that. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. It's exactly what I did. But on this higher time frame, we still want to stick on this time frame and do, as I talk about every single time, the weekly time frame, we still want to do some candlestick analysis on this time frame. So we want to come on here, let's look. Previously in this little range, we had this bearish engulfing, which tells me, more sellers than buyers at this point. Then we did an engulf here, another bearish candle, another bearish engulfing, more sellers than buyers. Then we had this candle, a lot of exhaustion, so failed to engulf. Again, more sellers than buyers. Then doji, showing me signs of reversal are imminent. So that's why on this weekly time frame, I'm very bearish. And then down to this daily time frame, much similar to DXY, except this is in a downtrend. We had this downtrend. We had this supply zone marked up here. We had this, first lower high formed. Inevitably, this lower high for me is the most significant because of this cross and the moving averages. So little lesson for me for the moving averages. When price comes up and retests, one of these Fibonacci levels, and it extends. This is obviously blue over red. This is obviously very bullish. The momentum is bullish. As price finds a level of resistance, if it is able to pull through the moving averages and shift the momentum of price, that is what designates major structure for me. So what that means is this price up here inevitably told me that enough sellers came into the market to shift momentum. So if we break this area, if we break this level, because this is the most recent lower high, the trend on this time frame for me would change. So every time we're coming back up to retest that, I'm thinking, okay, previously we fell off out of this area. There's a lot of bearish confirmation here. I'm looking for sells. As soon as I see this exhaustion, it's telling me things are slowing up, around that area again, looking for sells, boom. We've been selling this thing literally every time it's come into the supply zone. We sold here, we sold here, we sold here, got out of that, sold again. We've been taking a lot of trades on this pair just based off this sentiment right here. So again, getting down to this lower time frame and why we took this trade, let's go to the 4 hour. And this trade was, I'm not going to say this trade was easy, but this trade set up, perfectly. We've got 4 hour, been watching for quite some time, but we could really just focus in right now is we had a break again, moving averages, pulled through, found this lower high, pulled through, came back up to retest, formed another lower high, pulled through, broke that level. So now we're on the 4 hour, we're in a downtrend, form this low, retested this lower high, form this low, next lower high, pulled back through the moving averages. All we're looking for is this, to get in before this, to get in on the lower time frame. On the lower time frame, this would already have happened. I'll show you in a second. And then on this time frame, inevitably, we're trying to play it into that happening, the moving averages crossing. But basically what I saw was we had this low, we came to this area, nice lower high, retested this resistance level that I've marked. That's just based on this level breaking. This was like major structure for me. So this is major structure. This is major structure right here. This is major structure right here. Those are some of the TP levels that I put on in the signals. But inevitably, we retested this level, got 1 bearish engulfing, 2 bearish engulfings, large wicks. Tells me all I needed to know to get down to that 30-minute. And then, we talked about this yesterday. Pretty much on this 30-minute, we were waiting. There was another potential entry, in this again. So we were waiting, and this was the support level that we needed to break, again, based on just my moving averages. Made this high, moving averages crossed, found support, pulled through. This becomes a nice higher low for me. Then down here, retest that level again, pulls through. So this is very significant structure. And then we had this minor break that I wasn't too thrilled about, but I actually did short in this area. And then inevitably we got the perfect entry, the pullback right here, boom, moving averages cross. It's exactly what we look for. And then this thing, has gone up a considerable amount. I expect it to continue to dump a little bit further, ultimately getting to our target. But this is already, a great trade that I already took some profits, out of, and we'll just continue to maintain this. For today, I'm not looking to get in on any more entries because we're at a low point. So I'm just going to continue to maintain this order on the 30-minute time frame. And, obviously we just got in at a very good spot based on the volume and everything like that. So let's go over to GU. Obviously GU took off, a ton, and so did EU. We had been in trades for EU, GU, and NU, but we told you to put all your stops, to break even. So, you should have, done that, put stops to break even to protect ourselves. But let's take a look, let's take a look at GU. Inevitably, this is kind of what we're waiting for. And I'm actually excited that it pulled back this much. I do think of it like this. If DXY finds support and USD goes back bullish, USD CHF will pull back after it's being very overextended. GU, getting GU now. Let's go over GU. So on the weekly time frame, GU is obviously in this downtrend, red over blue, much like this, right? We're pulling back, pulling back right now. pulling back into these moving averages, but we are still bearish down to the daily time frame, fib, high to low, retrace, had this double top. Going off of the, talking about our moving averages again, talking about that with structure, this is our lower high that had formed on this daily time frame. This is the cross, made a new low. Until we break all the way up in this area, we're still very bearish. It's going to drag these levels across. This is like a 4-hour level, and then I can clean that up in a second. So right now we're just on a pullback, very similar to this. Very similar to this. We are still bearish. Inevitably a nice move is coming for us. And then we look all the way down to this 4-hour time frame, and that is where things do get interesting for us on this 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, we just broke resistance right here, which means this 4-hour trend is bullish. What's up? This 4-hour trend is bullish. Right here, broke this level. We talked about structure. So 4-hour trend is very bullish now. We're coming back up. This is the first level that I'm expecting some resistance to be at. So again, I don't want to get too confused right now. UJ was pulling this, earlier this week, and I was talking about UJ. I've been wanted to sell UJ over and over and over again. A lot of people want to long UJ. I keep talking about selling off UJ. Let's come back over to GU though. So basically, this is what I'm waiting on. I'm gonna wait on this daily time frame. I'm gonna look for something similar to this. We got to find some resistance in one of these areas. So I'm gonna put this back. As you guys know, I keep on my watch list pairs. So pairs that I'm on these higher time frames on, I'll keep red. Those are ones that I'm waiting on to see how they play out. Ones that I turn to orange are ones that I'm looking for potential entries in and everything like that. So 4-hour has definitely broken bullish. 4-hour is definitely broken bullish. Don't get me wrong. But overall in this daily time frame, I am bearish. I'm waiting to see how we react specifically to this level and then inevitably to this level. If we start to break this level, we could look for some longs all the way up, into this level of resistance up here. So nothing really doing right now for GU for me personally. I'm just gonna wait on this because of how overextended it is right now. So let's go over to NU. So NU actually broke structure on this 4-hour time frame, went up. We were in a little trade out of this area. We had put our stops to break even, and then this thing obviously took off quite a bit. Found some support. Let's just start up on the weekly, clear these things up a little bit. So on the weekly time frame, found support at this weekly level. Despite this bearish engulfing, now we're surging upwards. But weekly time frame, remember, is still bearish. Weekly time frame, still very much bearish. We could see something similar to this, and then some sort of fall off. Daily time frame, we got to see how this daily candle closes. Because this is key level structure right now. If this breaks on this daily time frame, this daily is going bullish. This daily is very bullish. Look at this. We started to form these higher lows, but didn't break anything. We just retested this 3 times. Now we're breaking above. Let's see what happens. If this closes above and this following candle fails, to close lower, then we could look for buys. Then we could look for some buys into this higher zone. So this is going to be a big day for NU. Big day for NU. It's retesting this level, this support level right here, right now. So we got to see, whether it rejects this level or not. It could come all the way back down into this area. So pretty much what I'm looking for with NU is either for price to come into this area like that or to continue higher. So I'm just going to throw on this little tool. Or I'm looking for it to hold firm today above this level. This is about 6,200. This is about very, very psychological level. I'm looking for it to hold at that 6,200 level and inevitably head higher. Maybe some consolidation, flag pattern, rectangle, pennant, something up in this area to show me that it's gathering more buyers and it's ready to push higher. So those are two scenarios that I'm looking at on NU. Again, I'm up on this, higher time frame. We gotta wait and see how this plays out. We gotta wait and see how this plays out over the course of the next 4 hours, next 8 hours, and so on and so on. So I'm not sweating too much. UCAD looks like we actually had a nice sell opportunity on UCAD. I just wasn't looking at it. We've been watching this for so long, guys. We've been watching UCAD forever and taking advantage of sells. Let's just go over again weekly time frame, bearish engulfing here. Then we had this bullish engulfing, which could have thrown some people off there. It could have definitely thrown some people off. But as we get down to the daily, we could see this thing has just been forming lower highs consistently. No levels of structure broke on that bullish engulfing. And then, as this becomes a descending triangle, that pattern, if we look up, descending triangle patterns, they normally mean that the horizontal line is weakening. So whatever level that it's finding support at multiple times is weakening over and over and over again, which means that we could head lower. So we saw that right here. This level was retested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, 4 times right here. And now we're heading lower. This would have been a sweet trade because basically this was the trade right here. 4-hour time frame, broke this level of support, so turned bearish. Then broke this level of support, turned bearish. I was expecting some sort of retracement here before entering. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. We just got in. So this was a very powerful move, very swift. As we go down to the 30-minute, the reason why I was waiting was because 30-minute for me had yet to break any sort of important structure. But then as I look now, we had these levels. This is a great trade to be in. This is a great trade. So these levels honestly started to break, which were all entries for me. These could have definitely all been taken advantage of. I just wasn't as confident in those areas. That's why I didn't take a trade there. But now that I'm looking back, obviously the way that it played out, definitely want to note and go back. And the next time this happens on UCAD, I want to take advantage of that. Where could we go at the moment? I'm just keeping this 4-hour fib on. We're hitting negative 27. At this point, could we pull back, to retest this level before heading lower? We'll see. This thing is at a low, so I'm not going to take any trades at the moment on UCAD. UJ, again, I've been looking to short UJ. UJ is weekly time frame bearish, moving averages, boom, like that. So obviously, very bearish on UJ. Down to the daily time frame. Daily time frame made this lower high here, pulled back, through the moving averages, made this lower high here. So inevitably, I have this marked. This level needs to break on the daily time frame for structure to be broken. So I am looking for sells. I'm at the 618 area. We got some confirmation here. I talk about entry zones. We got the 200-day, 618. We got resistance here. A lot of confirmations right now. And we just pulled back, moving averages cross. So this would be a sweet area to catch some sort of dump back to this weekly level of support. If we can get into some sort of trade, that's like 100 pips back to that level. So let's go to the 4-hour. 4-hour, much like GU, 4-hour broke bullish, but overall on our daily, weekly, whatever, we're bearish. So on this 4-hour, I'm starting to see exactly what I want to see. I'm getting this high. I'm making a higher low. We pulled back through the moving averages, found support, tried to make a new high, failed. This level inevitably is what needs to break. This level needs to break for me, to start to take trades on this. This 4-hour trend needs to shift, break support, and then we can look for some sell opportunities. So I was either looking for it to come up here and find resistance or fall below and find resistance. So forecasting two ideas, being very flexible in my approach to this trade. Obviously, this 30-minute time frame has broken bearish, but for me, UJ 30-minute doesn't hold well. I like to sit on this 1 hour at least, and even on the 1 hour, this is the support level. We made a new high, pulled back, made this higher low, made a new high, pulled back, made this higher low. or didn't make a new high, retested these highs and like actually made a lower high. And then this made another lower high. So again, on both time frames, I need this to break. I could take an entry based on a breakout, but my stops would have to be all the way up here. And then we're only in a 1-to-1 ratio to get to that lower level. So not the most ideal. So we're just going to wait on this. I'm not trying to really take longs on UJ, to be completely honest, but it could head higher. If it does head higher, I still will look for shorts. I'll look for shorts up here. Honestly, if it heads higher, I will be even happier because then there'll be more confirmation up in this area for me to short this pair. So that's UJ. And then I want to do one exercise for you guys, for you beginners. I'm going to hop over, drop one pair in the chat that you guys want me to do a complete analysis on. I'll have the charts completely cleaned, and I'll do a complete analysis on it. So just drop that on there. I'm just going to take 1 minute, as you guys, say which pairs that you want, what pair you want me to go over. We'll do a little vote on there. So yeah, drop which pair you guys potentially want me to do a complete analysis on, and I'll hop on there, do an analysis for everybody. And then we'll also talk about the giveaway. We're going to do a little giveaway today, for you guys. So we'll talk about how you can enter in on that, and I'll pick a winner for the giveaway. I see LS Forex is on here. Bro, if you want to, if you want to do some pairs, LS, you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to do, you could do like 2 pairs if you want to do like CHF, JPY, and like CAD GBP.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that.
You want to do that? Okay.
Yeah. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, just share your screen. So LS does some analysis for us, and he's a contributor for Forex League. He does some technical analysis with us. So he's going to share his screen in Nick's absence, and he's going to go over 2 pairs, and then I'll do that breakdown for you guys. We'll see if we can get a pair that everybody wants to do. It looks like 2 people for gold, so I'm kind of just doing a little vote here. So just vote in and see what's up. Can you share your screen? Let me see.
It says you've disabled it.
Yeah, you should be able to now.
Right, can you see my screen now?
Not yet. I remember you having problems with this, honestly.
Yeah.
You could try to share with me in Discord.
All right, okay.
Yeah, share it with me in Discord. I'm going to share my screen. Boom. Voice call. Just make sure you're muted in there, and just share your screen in here, and I can just pull it up.
Right, so I think I've shared it now.
Hold on. Make sure you mute yourself in the Discord chat. Let's see. Oh yeah, you're good. Did you try to share?
Yeah, I'm trying to share. Can you see my screen now?
No, it's not coming up. Let's see. All right, that's fine. We're just gonna have to work on it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't know.
All right, we'll have to figure out after this. All right, so I'm just gonna mute you again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Let's see. The chat. Euro USD. All right, I'll do. I feel like Euro USD we've done. We've got 3 people gold. So I personally don't trade gold, so I'm not gonna do gold, to be completely honest. I don't think it makes much sense to do gold. We got 2 Euro USD. We got GBP, JPY. Let's take a look. See if we got any more GBJPY. Boom. All right, I'm going to take a look at GBP JPY. That's going to be a good pair for us to look at. Let's come on. Got it on this time frame. So again, I'm going to just do a complete, breakdown for you guys all the way from the beginning. I'm going to come on to this time frame. Just give me 1 second. All right, so let's do a nice breakdown. GBP, JPY, TJ, similar to almost everything. Yeah, it is. For everyone that wants to get in on the giveaway, just drop your Discord name in the chat. Drop your Discord name in the chat. I'll enter you into the giveaway. So whatever your Discord name is, we'll do a little $20 for you guys. And then I'm going to do this breakdown, start all the way on the monthly time frame. And this is, how I approach this. People had questions around this. So I always just come onto the line chart. I take off my indicators. Obviously, I just use my moving averages. And the first thing that I look for is my monthly levels. So how do I get these levels? Overall, I try to focus based on price action, as close to price action as possible. I'm also just looking at the swings in the market. We made this low, made this lower high, made this low, made this lower high, made this low right here, made this lower high. But again, I am going to try to focus in based on price as close as possible. I want to hit areas that have multiple situations. We talk about this inside of our course, putting support and resistance. At first, I look, have support here, have a lot of indecision around this level, resistance, support there. So obviously, a lot of situations, and I come on here and I can slightly adjust, this just to bring it below. So then this becomes a tested level. This is a tested level. This is obviously a tested level. This is a tested level. And then we have all this indecision right here, which made this a tested level support here. So all this tells me is that when price came to this level previously, it respected it. It respected it, whether it was resistance or whether it was support, making this a very key level for me. So I'm going to mark this, on this monthly time frame. I'm going to put that there. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for my next monthly level. Because of the fact that we are on this monthly time frame and we were on GJ, normally I'll bring on this points, this measurement tool, this date price range. Let me come back onto the line chart and I'll say, okay, 10,000 points. 10,000 points is what I want to see. Well, let's come on here like this. I normally say, okay, we want, the next level to be 1,000 pips or 10,000 points. GJ, obviously the swings are a lot more, volatile. So what I will say is it has to be anywhere from 10 to 15,000. 10 to 15,000 has to be the range, for that next level. And I say that because we don't want our next level, our monthly level, to be right here. You know what I'm saying? We want to give ourselves room, want to give this market room to move. We want to give this market room where it has a range, right? So I don't want my next level to be right here. I don't want 10 levels in between this area. I want to give myself enough room for the market to breathe. That being said, I'll look for my next monthly level really above this area within this range of price. Just looking at the chart right now, I can see this was a serious, high, and that was most previously like a level that was formed. Based on this level, if I look left, we got some support here, resistance here. Again, indecision, resistance, support. So for me, that becomes a very significant level for myself. You might say, what about this level right here? Support here, support here, support here. There's no resistance though. There's nothing on the other side of this confirming for me that on both sides of the market, that this is a key level for me. And it's important that on both sides, there's a level of like resistance or support established, because that just tells me that when price comes to that area, it's a level that no matter on which side of it, that we could see some sort of volatile move, some sort of move in either direction. So that's what makes it, a very key level. Remember, we're all the way up on the monthly time frame right now. So definitely want to confirm that this level on either side just has a lot of volatility. So what I'll do next is I'll measure these ranges like this. I'll come on here, monthly, boom, mark that as a monthly. I'll come onto the candlesticks again just to confirm, resistance here, a lot of support here, resistance here, indecision, resistance, support. So we can make slight adjustments, don't have to go too crazy. And then what I'll do is I'll just bring on this little, not that. I will bring on this tool, boom, like this. I will drag this down, boom. Because remember, we don't need, Nick talks about he'll adjust these lines and he'll make these more whole numbers. So he'll bring this to like just 29,900, or even just bring this up to 130, boom. And then this one he'll bring up to say 144, just make these some whole numbers. And then we're just, doesn't have to hit the line on the dot, people. You don't have to hit the line on the dot. That's why I put these horizontal boxes on here. As price comes into this area, that's what I'm just mindful. It's in the range, it's in the area where price previously has acted a lot of volatility. So that's why I mark these zones. Then I'll come on, I'll measure in between, boom, right here, we got this weekly, boom, weekly, I'll mark that. So I got my weekly level marked. I can make very slight adjustments to this, but I pretty much just cut the monthlies in half, and then that's my weekly level. That's my weekly level. I don't go too crazy. You can see the relevance of this, resistance, indecision, support, indecision right there. So this level is definitely very relevant. At this point, I'll bring my moving averages back onto my chart, boom, just like that. Chart's looking real nice right now. I can delete this, don't need that on anymore. Then we're all the way on the monthly time frame. So we can do a little bit of candlestick analysis as we're on the monthly. And, if you look at the analysis that I post, in here, boom, look at any of mine, GU, NU, I'll always start on this higher time frame, always start on the monthly. And I'll just tell myself, okay, monthly time frame in a downtrend right now, huge wick right here off of monthly support. Last month formed this like spinning top, could potentially see some sort of pullback. Obviously, a lot of resistance again, but let's start to go down to the weekly. See the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, very bearish. Broke this level of support, boom, to make a new low. Retested. This is the lower high, and just look at these moving averages. Use some common sense. Red over blue, form this low, pulled back, moving averages cross. This is that lower high. As the moving averages cross again, form this low, moving averages cross. Form this lower high as the moving averages cross again. Moving averages cross, lower high. We're not breaking this level. This level isn't broken here. This is just pulling back, forming a healthy retracement. So again, right now, what are we doing? We're at this low. We just formed a double bottom. But we are still very bearish, at least on this weekly time frame. We're still very bearish on the weekly time frame, but what I like to do is I like to use the daily and the 4 hour as my main time frames of structure. So boom, let's get to this daily time frame. The daily time frame is where I can start to bring out my fibs, my other tools of technical analysis. So I'll bring out fib, high to low. Right here, obviously the 618 area, a lot of confluence at that area, which is important. But let's look at this. We pulled back, boom, 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 moving averages crossed, found resistance at this level. This is a level of resistance that had formed. Just gonna mark this as a red zone. So on my daily time frame, this is structure. This is structure for me. We actually pulled back and retested that. It would have been a nice short opportunity here. So that is structure for me. You know, obviously very similar to GU, like somebody said. Now we hit that new low. We're coming back. This is not breaks of structure on this daily. This is structure. This is structure. But on the 4 hour, as we get down, 4 hour now, this is obviously breaking structure. So what is my idea? What is my idea? You know, very similar. Yeah, I mean, I definitely see, you know, the head and shoulders. We can draw it out for you guys. Boom. Boom. You know, definitely like a head and shoulders. Let's bring this up a little bit to connect. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's what you were talking about right there. You know, definitely a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, boom. So we could see this thing pop up a little bit more on this 4 hour time frame. So one idea that I have right now, because I have very clear daily structure, is 4 hour time frame is bullish, 1 hour is bullish. Obviously, every time frame below there is bullish at this point, at this high right now. Daily time frame, main level resistance is this red zone. So on this 4 hour time frame, as we're breaking structure, if I can establish a higher low, if I can establish a higher low that breaks lower time frame structure and that heads bullish. So all I'm saying is like this. This is forecasting, guys. If I can pull back, retest, you know, obviously this is a nice like trend line right here. If I can pull back, retest this trend line, find support, some bullish engulfings, then I will look to long and I will try to hold into this area. And I'll not just hold and hope. I will maintain lower time frame structure. So I will look at the 1 hour, I'll look at the 30-minute, and I'll look at that and I'll maintain that structure until this hits that higher level. Inevitably, though, I am going to be looking to sell. I'm going to be looking to sell. But 4 hour time frame is bullish. So if we can continue this 4 hour trend and then we come into this daily resistance level and we break that with the 4 hour, then all of a sudden everything's changing. We're heading bullish. So we do want to be aware that as the 4 hour starts to break, that is when I'll start to consider longs into the daily resistance. And that's the same, that we talked about for GU. I'll just go back. GU, again, same thing. We broke this level on the 4 hour. And this is ultimately what we're looking to get. And on that daily time frame, this is in confluence with these daily resistance levels, this daily structure right here. So again, this is just a little lesson that I wanted to do for you guys, because Nick's not here to go over all the pairs that he normally does go over. So everything like that. And obviously, every day we're getting better. Every day you guys should be getting better if you guys are on the live sessions. There's tons to be learned in here. Yeah, Nick is sick today. He's got a headache that he's dealing with, so unfortunately. But regardless, definitely went over a lot in this session. I'm glad I was able to do that little lesson for you guys because people have been asking about that, just doing like a whole top-down analysis. He should be fine for tomorrow. So drop your Discord name in the chat, for the giveaway. Drop your name in the chat, and we'll do I'll get all the names after this, and, we'll do a little giveaway for you guys, $20 for everyone that was on this session. This will, again, it's recorded, going to be posted afterwards. And that's pretty much it. You guys will be able to go look back at this, see if you have any questions or anything. Feel free to reach out to me. And then there is one last thing that I do just want to go over. I'm going to bring this up. Boom. Like this. So we do have this sale going on. Again, this sale has been going on for the last week or so. There's one spot left in this sale. If you guys are interested, and Everything in here is included, signals, one-on-one training, the course, the trading plan, that I have right here. The trading plan, you guys do get all this, everything like that. Obviously all the videos, weekly webinars. We're gonna have a webinar this week for members where I'm gonna go into it. And there's always so much to learn, with trading. There's always opportunity to get better. Every single day there's a new opportunity. Even with me this weekend, I was back testing a new strategy. Like there's new videos that I'm gonna put out, for members and everything like that. I just think the most important thing about our community is that other calls. Yeah, there's other calls of VIPs separately. So there's webinars, and then every week you can, come into this members chat, and I'll post, the link for you guys to schedule one-on-ones. So you guys can just schedule one-on-ones with us, and that's, where we can work with you if you're willing to do that. If you're willing to do that, we can schedule one-on-ones. So, as you can see, I was watching Billions. Highly recommend that show. So if you guys are interested in the course, just shoot me a message after the call. Shoot me a message in Discord or wherever Telegram, wherever the hell you guys have us on Instagram, and we'll get you started with that. But the number one thing about our community is that we are real traders. You can see us on our YouTube. You can see our live sessions every day. We do technical analysis. We love what we do. We manage our accounts with integrity, as in we don't over leverage. We treat it with the goal that we're going to manage a lot more money in the future. So we risk 1%, 2%, everything like that. I see a lot of people trying to turn $10 into $1 million. You don't need to do that. All you need to do is have a $200 account and risk 1 to 2% and prove that you can be consistent risking that 1 to 2% over the course of a month, 2 months, 3 months. And then you can gain access to more capital. And as you gain access to more capital, that 1 to 2% then becomes, that amount of money that you wish you could have made by flipping your account from 10 to 1,000, 2,000, whatever. So we're just going to keep it as real as possible. Always with you guys, that's Forex League. That's our mission and everything like that. This is a one-time fee and we are not going anywhere. So this is recorded. I'll post this afterwards. Let me just take down all your names for you guys that just submitted for the giveaway. I will get this, get the winner picked afterwards. As always, it is random. Some of you guys are like, it's rigged. It's not fucking rigged. I do it on the random list generator and freaking do it. I record it. So it's like, fuck you if you think it's rigged. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no. So I'll post the winner after this. So, as always, thank you guys for sticking on, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow in the next live session. Exactly. Haters gonna hate. In the next live session, 9 a.m. Same deal. So enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.